All right. Here we go. Do. All right, we ready to go? I think we are. Wait. What? Wait, what was that? Oh. Oh, I could have been using that all along? There we go. Okay. So, we're going to take an intermission. I would probably run through everything that I've done again on another system that has its own dedicated IP address and try to see if that fixes my problem that I'm having, or maybe just copy things over. Nah, I'd have to start up a note. You know what we're going to do? Okay, because it's going to take forever, I'll just go ahead and get this thing started because reasons. So we will go ahead and just get a test node running, and then later we can copy over a bunch of the other stuff. But let's see, for this one, we have our switch teams. No, that's not it. Project. I don't have any other projects. So I guess I'm just in my other window here. I'm creating a, these things are so expensive though. Goodness knows. Or I guess I could assign an IP address. I'll just assign an IP address. I have, okay. Never mind. Forget all that. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at source code. And we're going to figure out where this ProReg TX message denies the use of DNS, and we're going to just delete that and PR it. So let's see. This is going to be under dash pay, and I think it's going to be under dash, as in dash core. There's that Bitcoin worship. Let everybody know that we're not our own standalone thing. We're just Big B's little B. Okay. Yes, I am still on that. I'm just going to clone a fresh copy of it. Yeah, that is not a soft fork. That is not a contributing fork. When you're 30,000 commits behind and 14,000 commits ahead, you are not a contributing fork. Just so we're all clear. Just quick litmus test. All right, but going back into dash here, git clone. Oh, this might take a while. Okay, it's going pretty quickly. So we're gonna, the goal here is mostly just to identify the places where this is, where the prohibitive parts are, and put a marker. So we're going to switch branches to fix resolver. And then we're going to do a get remote rename origin upstream, get remote add origin. And then we're just switch dash hive for dash, and then we'll go ahead and push this up. What? Really? We seriously don't have a fork under dash hive already? All right. Boom. All right, so already from this, I would say there's way more going on than I had anticipated in terms of how many places this is referenced. So how many files is this we have total? So 73 files where this stuff is touched. Although it looks like half of those are locale files and documentation. So, you know, let's say that we took, well, it doesn't matter. So we're gonna grep for ProTX, and then we're gonna look for reg. All right, so still quite a bit there. All right, notes, release notes, release notes, release notes. So here's what we're going to do is we are going to ignore everything in doc. So ignore doc. Hate to do it, but we're going to do it. We're going to ignore everything in test. Okay, what are we left with? Evo CPP. That's it? Okay, great. So that actually is much nicer. Okay, fee source address, collateral address, IP and port. So here's the thing that we're mainly interested in. RPC arg type stir. Look at this. See, it's already a string. It should just be host. Must be unique on the network. All right. All right. Might just be able to do a find and replace on this for the most part. And we probably need, realistically, we wouldn't be able to rename this, but it's okay. I just want to have a bunch of diff lines showing where this is referenced. So we would have to continue to call it IP and port although the documentation would have to be updated to say that it's just a normal host. It's not specifically being demoted to a particular TCP connection, or a non-web connection. It's not being demoted from web to TCP IP. So this looks like it's almost entirely documentation at this point. All right, so here's a map. Does this map have a name? Help? So I'm a little confused here. All right. So I'm actually not clear what this is doing. Get RPC arg, okay. Let's find parse key ID from address. Parse BLS pub key. Mutable transaction. You know, actually, I changed my mind on this a little bit. So I want to do, instead of host, I want to do host name and port, because that's going to be easier to work with over the long haul. It's going to be easier to search for. Okay. Diff, here we go. Because host name and port is literally host. That is a technical term. Really? That's the only place IP and port is used? That doesn't seem right. Am I in the wrong thing? Is this not what I think it is? This is dash core, isn't it? Is this not from which the CLI and all the other stuff spring? It seems like it is. Okay, so something about that doesn't sit quite right with me. Well, mainly because there's just not... This doesn't make sense. How is this thing used? Static const RCR map param help. Map param help. I literally, I don't know how to read C++. This says get, but then it's got a static something. But then it returns second. Is there even a second? I don't even know that. What does that mean? String get RPC stir param name. Optional. No. So this makes sense. This is defining a help object. I honestly can't see where it's being used. Okay. Fund help. Okay, and it's saying This one, this help has this stuff. So get this stuff. Okay, got it. But this, that has to be used somewhere beyond the help message, or is it just, it could be that it's a pack struct, but why would you make it anonymous? Where does the struct get packed? Submit help, 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 help. See how close we are to the end here. And then we're back at the beginning. Okay. RPC. Oh, okay, it's that short. Okay, this should actually be the other way around. But whatever, okay. This can't just all be in one file. Or it can. Okay, new request. Okay, JSON RPC request, chain state, BLS scheme, MN type, alright. Is v19 active? Okay. In version. Hey, look! This is where we would need to change the version number for the standard send stuff. Well, one of the places. I imagine there's many places we'd need to change it. At least a few. Evo send! Evo send! So, the new wallet implements Evo send. Unfortunately, Evo doesn't implement Evo send yet. Hopefully it'll get there. All right, collateral. Params.get default port. Really? Invalid network address. Param index. Param IDX? What? Oh. What type of network are we talking about here? What it looks like. All right. Okay, parameter index +2. Got it. All right, so we're counting bytes. So my guess would be... Okay, when they're addressing 1 byte, key ID owner. Is this one of those overloaded method type of things? Why are we not just incrementing like we did here? So this is why inconsistency causes confusion. This may just be inconsistency, or this may actually be there's some sort of semantic reasoning for doing addition here each time as opposed to incrementing. Let's see if I can... Do I notice anything like that? I don't think that I do. Sign and spend, send special. Yeah, I would be interested if somebody could comment on this. What does this mean? And what I'm saying by overloading is that C++ allows you to basically redefine any of the syntax to mean anything, which is very not helpful. It's very cute and very cool, but it makes reading the code almost impossible because you can never know that, for example, the plus operator is actually doing addition. It could be doing literally friend requesting. Like you can overload the whatever the function is here. I don't think that's what's happening here, but okay, this is why I'm confused. Request params index get stir. So how is request params? I think that's what I need to figure out is how is params being manipulated? So this somehow is figuring out what an invalid network address is. So lookup. And this would also be good where instead of using param index, if the param was... oh, okay, I think I see what's going on here. So in this one, they're saying +1, and in this one, they're saying +2. So I think it might make more sense to do an offset there. Let's see, param index, yeah. I think it would make more sense to do a constant and an offset, like do an enum, a C enum, and then offset. So your offset would be 0 unless you come into this case. And what is this case? Is fund register. I don't even know what that one means. Hey Dubs, what's up, man? Long time no see. No, I've been away a long time too. Greetings, traveler. Got a lot going on with work and ongoing degree. I started. Hey, congrats on starting your degree. If that's something that you want to do and is helpful for you. I parse hash v. So I think lookup is the function that is probably... Alright, so lookup is being included from somewhere. How are we defining functions in here? Oh my goodness, C-stir. Yeah, so right here what we're seeing is that this is being used as a string. And then PTX, ProTX adder. So what is PTX adder? Let's go take a... Can we find that elsewhere? Because if we can figure out, is this struct... This is where it could be problematic, right? is it's very easy. If this is a string, cake. Most likely, or I shouldn't say most likely because I don't know, but I think it's probably bytes. And if it's bytes, then what that means is that we need to extend the PTX struct to have some extra bytes at the end. Which is not impossible, but it's inconvenient. Whoops. Okay. C ProReg TX. So let's go find that. Can we find a definition for it? Maybe that's in an HPP file. Oh, your masters. It's for game design, but still in the wheelhouse of programming. Okay, cool. Okay, class. It looks like this one, it's not actually being used. Is trivially valid. Make sign string, to string. Okay. So this one looks like it's a place. All right, this one. I think this is where we need to go first. And again, the reason for these comments and stuff is just so that it gives us a history to follow. All right, C service. Interesting. All right, let's see where C service is defined. Can we find it? Service flags, interesting. So this may have been smarter in the beginning. So anywhere we see that, that's not being defined. It seems like it might be here. This stuff is so hard to read for me. Class C service. But look, there's a semicolon, so that's not actually defined there. Class C service. Net address. CNet adder. Okay. Comments are always good. How often were comments used in the past? I feel like it's more commonly required. No, comments are actually bad. Comments are a sign that people are trying to be clever and do lots of things on a single line or do something that's unintuitive. Because, say for example, let's say I do this. 7 times 24 times 3, I don't know, 60 times 60 times 1000, right? And I could do var, and I might have like 3 times this is, say, timeout. I could have something like that, right? Well, it'd be a lot better if I would say retries equals 3, var week equals and then timeout equals retries times week. Then you don't need comments, right? But if you do this, then you need to have comments. 3 retries once per week, right? And then you're going to go through and you're going to be like, oh, actually, we need to do 5. and then the comment stays the same. So comments are actually generally bad. Comments should be used very, very sparingly. Okay. I don't know what a CNET adder is. I think that this is probably going to end up being an alias of a byte structure. But what I'm trying to do is trigger markers in Git. Yeah, it is one of those things where it can either sound true on the face of it or sound false on the face of it, but when you think about it, I am all for more lines of code, fewer comments. Because comments they also, they're not syntactically compiled, but code is, well, I already said that. Yeah, code is syntactically compiled, so code has to match. All right, CNET adder is defined here. All right. Ooh. But it is a fixed packed size. And there's a lot of weird stuff in here. So this code looks like it was copied from somewhere else. Probably some networking library. And then some other stuff was added in so that it could have an isTor or these other things. Oh, look, set special. Sweet. Hey, look. Cool. So they're just doing something dumb to break it. It looks like. All right, so this is actually quite exciting. Because they use Tor and blah, 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 there's no reason that we shouldn't be able to... Okay, so this just got a heck of a lot simpler. This just went from, maybe this will be a little complicated to, as long as they're not breaking the other implementations of CNET adder, CNET address, CNET adder, this is actually cake. And, you know, we may find that there's actually nothing being done. We may find that it was all a lie. We may find that literally people just didn't know what they were talking about, including myself. Because I was told, I thought I'd looked at the code, but I've done this before where I've come to some weird conclusion that I saw something that I didn't see. I mean, we all do that, right? False memories. Okay. But this makes me really, really happy that it is not just a simple pack struct. I mean, not that I don't kind of wish it were a simple pack struct for the simplicity of it. Oh no! This is what I was talking about. This right here. Operator overloading. The devil. The devil! Oh yeah, yawning is contagious. It's something to do with hierarchies and groups or whatever. I was a little too close to the screen there. Devil code! Devil code! Get the hits! Okay, obviously this is not a BIP 155 network. But whatever, it doesn't matter. That's where it would go. I mean, there might be a holy war just over this. You know, rename the Enum! Here, we'll just make it... When was the internet? 1996? Netscape Navigator? Okay. I'm gonna go with like 1993. There we go. That's when the web was born. Oh. 1995. Okay, well, 1993. That's when the web really kicked off. When it got out of its box. Okay. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I was curious. I took a minute. Oh, this is not good. Okay, so we have this redefinition. Okay, somebody made a boo-boo here. Because it seems like this should have been. So this is just an error waiting to happen, right? Well, maybe not waiting to happen because it's sacred cow, sacred code. Oh, I see what's going on here. 4v2 for 4v3. Okay. I get it. Never mind. Carry on. See, this comment makes sense. The rest of these comments do not make sense, except I think they're supposed to show up in documentation, but still it doesn't make sense because the name of the thing is the thing. Yeah, I think these triple slashes are autogen dot comments. Okay. Host name, max label size. I think you could have a maximum of 63 labels or something. But I believe it's 255. There we go. Ah, yes. Okay, that makes sense. So it's 63 characters per label. A total of 255, including the dot? RFC 1035. Boom. What now? Look at all this holy writ that I'm just destroying. Defiling the sacred texts. What a world! What a world! What a world! This is so much easier than I thought it was going to be. That is rare. That is rare. Nobody ever gets to say that. I actually don't know what this means, so I don't know if I should be changing that. I should probably be looking more for net onion, because that is routable. Get network names. What is in place? Are they making up words? Okay. We could call it something else, like I don't know what else we'd call it. Host name. Could call it DNS, I suppose. Okay, there could of course be something else going on here, right? But I think we've essentially debunked that this is more than a weekend change. That somebody who's actually familiar with the code base and knows what they're doing could get this done in an afternoon. Because I'm having a really easy time and I have never touched this code base. What we do need to figure out is where the ProReg TX actually makes it onto the blockchain. But yeah, it thank heavens it has variable byte size support. So this it is possible that there's still a problem here because there is a limit on memo size, and I'm not sure if ProReg TX is a memo or if it's a special type of message that has a larger allowed size. But I mean, all that can be fixed too. This is not the, like as I was making fun of earlier, this is not holy scripture that needs to kind of be the same from one decade and generation to the next. This is simply bite-sized markers in code. Okay, we're going to go back to here. We're not going to do it against dash pay. We're going to do it against dash hive. All right. Now there is going to need to be, I don't know what this means. Somewhere there's a network resolve function that's called. And that just needs to use the standard operating system resolver rather than whatever they're doing to break things. Do we see where in place is defined? What does in place back mean? Hey, GPT. Yes, my liege, I am at your service. Okay. In place, in programming, particularly in the realm of C++, refers to a method used to construct and insert an element into a container directly at the position where it is intended to reside, rather than creating a separate object and then moving or copying it into the container. It signifieth that a new element shall be constructed in place at the end of the container using the provided arguments. This approach can be more efficient than certain alternative methods such as pushback, as it avoids unnecessary object copying. So is this saying that this is taking ownership of the memory? Is that what that's saying? That seems to be what it's saying. Okay. Wallet interfaces. So no, in place is not going to help us. So let's not look there. Let's look again for CJDNS. Or was it in here? Interesting. We probably want to, well, this is a variable size. I don't actually know that this is the correct thing to do. Okay, there's going to be get proxy. So yeah, I mean, there's dozens of places across dozens of files, but it's doable stuff here. That doesn't look quite right. Net address. I need to figure out where the ProReg TX is actually stored, though. So let's try to get back on that track. Where was it PTX? PTX.adder? Right here. Okay. And then we gotta figure out where lookup is. Level DB. It's a cache lookup. That's probably not it. I don't think that lookup is the right one. Int lookup key? Maybe? But this is an int. The slice seems more likely. Bless me. LRU handle lookup? Net-based lookup. That sounds more like it. A vector of type C service. I don't know if that makes sense. Okay. I wonder if I could find the place where it's doing the external lookup and find a way to skip that. So there's Tor control. Okay. Net base. So I think this is it. Hey, look at that. DNS lookup function. Hold on, let's go back for a second. Let's just copy and paste this so I have it for reference here. False. Look at that. True. Oh no. This is so dumb. This is literally as simple as I said it was. GDNS lookup, baby. It's right there. All right, where's get default port defined? What could that be? Oh, time to go home. This is just ridiculous. This is ridiculous. All right. Oh my goodness. They just... I just can't believe it. Is it, I mean, is it really like this? You take in the ProTX, you literally ignore what's in the ProTX. No, I mean, like, is this real? Is this real? This is real. This is real. This is real. I can't believe it. I mean, oh, I don't know how to explain this. Is this obvious to people that are watching? Is it like, check to see what the port is and then throw an error if it's not the default? I mean, like, the information is there. Okay, I still got to find out where the ProTX is stored because there's still the possibility that there is some like hidden constraint, which in the worst case, the way that I would say we fix it, okay? Like, let's say that it's the worst case, we would need to have twice the byte size, right? Okay, well, here's where it gets complicated. Instead of looking up one memo message, we'd look up 2. And then we just join the bytes together. So I'm like, everything is here. This is so weird. Because it's like it was actually designed to work properly. And then somebody is in like, if false. Why? Why would you do that? I wonder if it has something to do with, I wonder if testnet and it would be really bad. I don't know the system that well, but I wonder if the only thing that distinguishes testnet from mainnet is the port number. So if people were allowed to specify, I mean, that would be so bad. I honestly, but then again, I mean, this is what we're looking at right here, right? But I would honestly have a very difficult time believing that somebody decided that was the right idea. I think. No, because we've got the whole list, right? So where's the list coming from? That's the next thing I need to find. So where is the list coming from? Okay. To do. Where is the list coming from? Is there actually some limitation that's more difficult than essentially passing true instead of false? Or is this truly just some sort of strange charade? I don't know how to spell charade. Charades? That's not how you spell it. Charade. Oh, charades. That's not. It wasn't hard to spell. I don't know. I don't know why I thought it was hard to spell. Man, just snatching defeat from the jaws of victory. Just snatching defeat. Like, here's victory. It's coming to get you. It's coming to get you. And you're like, let me just defeat. Oh, I got it. Really? I don't know. I'm just going to leave that one alone. Like, this is gaslighting level. I mean, the people who are responding back to me, they could have no idea what they're talking about. I don't know who actually works on this code, right? So the thing with Discord is, the loudest voice is, whoever shows up their head the most often. You could just mistakenly believe that they know what they're talking about or something, right? So the loudest voices get an unfair advantage when I don't pay attention to any of the politics. I don't know who any people are. I don't know what organizations they work for. Like, I work on code stuff, and if I have to interact with somebody else, then I do, right? But when I said, no, all you got to do is not block it. I thought I'd looked at some of the code at some point. I had a little bit of deja vu a minute ago when I was looking at something. I think I may have looked at it before a year or two ago. But yeah, that's what it is. This is not some earth-shattering re-architecture. Like, we already have the string sizes are already correct. Like, everything is there. Somebody just flipped the switch off, which is that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying. Like, all you gotta do is use the resolver. But what I was afraid of is that it was going to be a little bit more, there's going to be more complicated than this. It was going to be, okay, well, the byte size is a fixed size and the message size is a fixed size. And, it's half implemented. I mean, like, everything is perfectly implemented. It's there, it's well, okay, with one exception, and I don't know if this was deleted from the original code or this wasn't put in the original code, because some of this code looks like it was borrowed from somewhere else, right? I mean, let's go to that. Let's go to NetBase here. I'd have a hard time. Okay, this is what they claim. I have a hard time with this one. This looks like it's just generic network code. This NetBase thing. I have a hard time believing that they just re-implemented all this stuff, that it didn't exist before. I don't know. I mean, I guess it's not that hard to believe, but yeah, I mean, SOCKS 5 connections and yeah, all sorts of stuff. Domain name. So I don't even think all the stuff that I'm doing with the host name, I don't even think that actually needs to be done. Well, unless, okay, well, this is kind of weird that doesn't exist anywhere else, right? So that kind of indicates, I mean, other than that it's C++, and this seems to be much more readable than a lot of the C++ I've looked at. Like, this... It looks good. It looks like it was implemented well. And then the Dash folks just came along and then just hit the kill switch. Didn't delete the code, just passed in false. There's a, G DNS lookup. Whoops. There it is, right there. The function's there. I mean, like I said, the only thing is to go look up that ProRegTX and see if any of these restrictions actually go down to a byte level somewhere. Because they don't go down to a byte level here. But this... Resolved addresses. Is that real? Resolved. In Max Solutions, my guess is that they... Where have they... Alright, look up intern. Where's Inmax Solutions? Inmax Solutions comes from lookup. And then they've got all this overloading. Please don't ever do that. Don't use overloading. No one deserves it. Even our enemies don't deserve overloading, okay? Just remember that. RPC Evo, was this it? Lookup. Params get default port DNS lookup. So this one's got some weird thing, but that's it. I mean, it should be... Just get rid of that thing. Boom. Right? Rams.get default port. That doesn't make sense. But whatever. I mean, this is an afternoon's work. And where was lookup again? Port default. Port default. Port default. I'm not sure what this is supposed to do. Is this essentially a ping? Split host port. Is this determining size? What is this doing? Is this giving... Okay. Port out. So I'm really unclear as to what that's doing. Because here, that seems kind of like... Maybe the name is wrong. Maybe this is just get port. I don't know what params is. Like, I don't know. What is params? That's a lot of that. Is this returning like a type? Is this metaprogramming? What is this? Is it like a struct params? Okay, struct params. Struct params? Maybe this one? Is this going to have get defaults and all that? Params is a really bad name for a thing. Okay, let me try get default port again. And let's see if we can find a params that has a get default port. Or definition. Let's look for a definition of... Nope, that's not a definition. That doesn't look like a definition. That doesn't look like a definition. Okay. Chain params. And params. Ooh, big one. Alright, I'm confused. Okay, so params is not defined here. Where the letter L is params defined? I don't see it. It's a good thing it shows this to me in random order every time. That way, you know, don't get lazy. Okay, struct params, there's that. Oh wait, that's not what I was looking for the definition of get default port, because there's too many params. Okay. Get default port, get default port, get default port. Is params a namespace? This is the only definition I see of get default port. Okay, and it's under a public. Is params the instance of this? Okay, I'm calling it a night. Wow. What a discovery. There's probably something else. There's probably something deep in the bowels where there's a dragon, but I mean, they literally, if there's a dragon, they literally put it there on purpose. Because all of this code pretty much works the way that I would expect. The one thing that's weird, I don't know what CJ DNS is supposed to be. See, this is weird. Because this stuff here, and that's where this code actually could come from multiple sources. Like I said, they could have pilfered it from somewhere, and for whatever reason not given attribution. Maybe it's public domain, maybe it's bits and pieces that were so small that they literally don't matter. But it's incongruent that they have all the stuff set up for the DNS, but then just in this one case they don't. And everywhere else they do, but in the one case they don't. It could be, though. It could be. Anyway, this was a good run. This was good information to figure out. Yeah, I know CoinJoin is CJ's normally CoinJoin. I don't think that's what that is here. It could be wrong. Yeah, but anyway, definitely so far completely debunked the idea that DNS would be difficult to implement, or that it'd be a heavy lift. Like it's literally returning the default DNS function rather than returning false, and going through in the different network checks and just adding the host name into the network checks in a dozen places. And yes, I'm sure that has to, the similar stuff would have to be done for the iOS code base and yada yada. But this is not a heavy lift. At least as far as I can see, there's no heavy lift here. This is really easy, straightforward. The code's there, just don't turn it off. So, but all right. Well, Halawe, everybody else, I'm going to catch you later. Adios. Have a good night, or morning, or evening, or whatever it is, wherever you are. Oh, that's...